Fanfic Corner, presented by Jennifer. A Second Chance. Chapter 19, A Tough Test. Okay, for those of you who have not yet seen the first few videos for A Second Chance, I suggest you go view those now, as this is a continuation of that story. And I'd also like to apologize for a typo on the last video. Apparently, I miswrote the title for 16 in the previous video count, and that in turn caused a couple of videos to be misnumbered. So this is 19, not 18, like the previous video title would suggest. For the first time in a long time, I could afford to sleep in with almost no worries. Waking up around 11:30 just felt right. Unfortunately, I can't do that too much unless I want to fall behind in the gym challenge. Based on my current pace, I should qualify a week or so before the deadline, which is pretty good considering a lot of trainers get their 8th badge on the last day. Nothing from my pre-gym battle routine changed, except I took the spare time to walk around town this time around. It definitely has the small town feel with its little family-owned shops and special food. The gym was more modest compared to Cinnawood's statue or Olivine's grand stage. There were still statues outside, but they were official league ones, so I guess pricey wasn't much for putting on a show. Ice was coming out of the corner, which led me to believe it was beyond cold inside. Despite arriving half an hour early, I opted to go in just to see if he was ready. Inside was like a typical office at first glance, with a receptionist to take my information. After doing so, she simply showed me the way to the arena beyond the door. Now, this is where the ice is coming from. Freezing was an understatement for these temperatures. It surprised me that Price was in a striped shirt, shorts, and moccasins of all things. He took a few seconds to look me over before speaking. "Welcome, young man. My name is Price, and I am the Mahogany Gym leader. My Pokemon and I have been through extensive training to focus on battle in the harshest conditions. As a challenger in my gym, you must go through the same experiences I have gone through and will continue to go through." I was thoroughly confused by what he meant. He was trying to find the right words to follow up. "Discard your jackets, hats, and mittens before facing me." I wasn't confused anymore after his blunt statement. "So you want me to battle in the same layer of clothing You are for an equal playing field. He just stood there with a blank expression. Very well, I accept your challenge. He smiled. You are the finest trainer and the first trainer in a long time that has not complained off the bat. I congratulate you on your determination and timeliness. Now, take your place so we can begin. A quick nod followed, and I walked to my corner as soon as possible. Price's reputation as a battler was pretty well known, but the environment in which he held his gym matches was something else. He expects to remain focused on the battle in the cold, while challengers are split between staying warm and calling out commands. There is no doubt he deserves his title. Field conditions were very favorable to Price. He has an icy battlefield with a circular pool of water in the middle of the field. A few snow-covered rocks were scattered near the edges of the field as well. Ice-type moves usually have water as a secondary type, so I can expect at least one water type. In addition to the already cold atmosphere, there seemed to be a slight breeze, yet there was no visible ventilation system. That being noted, the pool still worries me the most. It had to be something like 32.0001 degrees Fahrenheit. Our judge took her place in the middle, and she too was dressed like both of us. This will be an official gym battle for the Glacier Badge. Each trainer is allowed 3 Pokemon, with only the challenger being able to substitute. The battles end when all 3 Pokemon on either side are unable to battle. Begin! Come on out, Seal. The water type happily went from the solid battlefield to the pool in the middle. It's not the most intimidating thing in general, but in the hands of a leader, it will probably give me some problems. Ampharos, game time. My electric sheep was raring to go after not seeing a battle since Morty. At first glance, the conditions didn't seem to bother her, which was already a plus. Price was a little shocked to see her standing firm. Aurora Beam. A colorful beam came from the horn on Seal, which failed to hit my moving Ampharos. Go for the ground, then do it again. It did as he commanded, with ice shards coming from the broken battlefield, followed by another one. Ampharos tried to dodge again, but the colors were refracting through the shards. A smile came across his face when the move hit. I'll give you that one. Ampharos used Discharge. The pool that worried me was now an advantage instead. However, Seal jumped out of the water and was going to ram into Ampharos with its headbutt attack. All of this was done without a command by Price. Too bad he didn't see further down the road. Big mistake. Used Thunder Punch. With Seal charging, it couldn't escape the massive blow Ampharos delivered. Seal ended up back in the water, which gave me the perfect chance to use Discharge. The judge looked at Seal for only a split second to make her decision. Seal is unable to battle. The round goes to Ampharos. Seal is unable to battle? I'd be surprised if it was still alive, considering I probably knocked it out with just the punch. Was Discharge an overkill? Probably, but I'm not taking chances in a gym battle, or since the judge incident in Olivine. Price recalled his fallen Pokemon before staring at me yet again. Young man, you seem eager to get this battle over quickly. I mean, he's right. If you're going to throw water types out there, then I'll zap them. I will admit that you both are surprising me right now, considering the below freezing air temperatures. But it always starts out like this. Electric types may beat water types, but your strategy is simplistic, and I'll show you why. Dewgong, time to show this boy how to battle. On cue, it materialized in front of Price, but it didn't make a beeline for the pool. Price, you seem to think I'm just another trainer. Unfortunately for you, I'm not. Now use Cotton Spore, Ampharos. White puffballs made their way and clung to Dewgong. Icy wind. As if it wasn't cold enough, a blistering wind rustled through the gym, hitting Ampharos. Thunder Punch. My plan to slow down Dewgong was practically offset by that icy wind, and it hopped in the water to dissolve the spores and even laughed at how slow my sheep was going. Aurora Beam. Ampharos had her back turned and never saw it coming. She was looking a bit sluggish once she turned around. Use it again, Dewgong. I can't afford to take too many more hits, but he'll just break the ground like last time. Wait a minute. Sprint towards it. A move that made no sense to neither Price nor the official made perfect sense to me because I didn't finish my command. Why spoil it right away? Dewgong got off another attack up high, which worked in my favor. On your belly. Just like that, it dodged the attack and was sliding up to the edge of the water. Thunder Punch. The speed from the slide added to the power of the punch and got the result I wanted. Across the way, Price was shaking his head. Foolish boy. Dewgong, drag it into the pool. Shoot, that's what I was afraid of the most. Truth be told, I thought I delivered a knockout blow, so I wouldn't have to worry about this exact scenario happening. Now Ampharos was struggling to get back on the icy field. Use Rest. Double shoot. Now it gets to heal itself off what I just did. Discharge. Yet again, Price was surprised by my tactics as his Dewgong was ruled knocked out by the judge shortly after the move was done being executed. Once the judge was done with her cadence, I called back Ampharos, leaving just the three of us in silence. By this point in the match, I was starting to feel the frostbite creep in. His voice came from across the gym to snap me back to reality. There is no doubt you have the guts to pull off a victory considering the sequence of events you just did. However, was it worth it for your Ampharos to get hypothermia? Technically, you have 3 Pokemon remaining, but a smart trainer would not dare reach for that ball for the rest of the battle. If you call it out now, then it could easily collapse. I could have called her back then switch to Furret for a split second, then call out Ampharos again. But by then, Dewgong would most likely be awake, and he would have a serious advantage. There's a likelihood that Ampharos was not going to last much longer anyways. There's no doubt in my mind that Ampharos has enough strength left at this time. If she wanted out, then she'd let me know. Just standing there gave me no clue as to how he felt. Honestly, this man has a great poker face. I will acknowledge that you are no ordinary trainer, but I still have my most loyal partner ready. Although your mind is still sharp based on your explanation, you might want to think about conceding if you don't finish this battle quickly. As much as I hated to agree with him, my options are limited. I could send in Gyarados to obliterate his final Pokemon, but he needs rest. Growlithe would be bad since that pool is in the middle is the last thing he wants to see, and I don't want him dragged or pushed in. My game plan is to use Furret and Espeon since they both have some fur, albeit not too thick, and are agile, even on ice. Conceding is something I have never done in my career, and I have never considered it. We'll have to finish this quickly then. You're up for it. She shoots with confidence as Price sent out his Piloswine. Charge in and use Slam. She was far from the rocks, so I opted to go with the slower paced moves to keep the open ice. It connected for some distant damage, but Price knew it was going to be over soon. Mist. The entire battlefield was soon shrouded in thick mist. Furret used her ears to track Piloswine as we both heard it charging. Now, Fury Attack! A barrage of stabs landed on Furret, causing her to recoil in pain. I can't keep it together for much longer, with the cold seemingly getting progressively worse. No time to worry about traction or speed. Use Return. Piloswine wanted to get in one more hit, and it got it in, at the cost of a powerful return attack. Mist effect was starting to wear off, so I could finally see across the battlefield. I also took some time to give Price his own words of advice. Was that one extra attack really worth a return? Gloating was the dumbest thing I could have done. His face turned into a scowl. Blizzard! Snow came down by inches until the attack stopped. There was nowhere to dodge based on how the field looked. Maybe Furret had used Dig to hide, but I was horrified to see her frozen in ice, yet not knocked out. Use Flamethrower. No way. It can't be like this. I'm so distracted by the cold that I'm ordering a flamethrower just to get her thought out. I'm literally losing my mind. The cold is making me go insane, and a proverbial red flag came into my mind, and I immediately recalled her. Luckily, neither of the two saw the extent of Blizzard. Part of me believes that the judge would give the round to Price if she saw Furret like that, while the other part of me just wanted her out of there because she was defenseless. According to the scoreboard, I still have 3 Pokemon left, but in reality, I only have Espeon. Should I really concede defeat?